Hey guys, my name's Umphy. A lot of you guys probably have watched my Overwatch stuff if you're watching it on it on the channel that I'm putting this out on. So World of Warcraft Legion came out recently, and I've always been a huge Warcraft fan, right? And you know, the last couple expansions, I really enjoyed Mr. Pandaria for what it was, and I enjoyed Warlords of Draenor in different ways. I really liked the leveling experience in Warlords of Draenor, and I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed playing through that content and seeing these old characters that we would have never been able to see if we hadn't gone back and gone to a different dimension or whatever way Blizzard wants to explain bringing back old characters into their game. Which, you know what, Blizzard, go ahead and do whatever you want to do with that type of stuff. I've been around Marvel long enough to know that, you know, nobody actually dies forever. And it's cool to have characters come back. So anyways, back to what I was saying. I feel like a lot of people get really nostalgic for the way the game used to be made, or the way that they think it should be played, you know? Lots of people talk about how vanilla was the greatest thing ever and we should just go back to vanilla. And in a lot of ways, I think they're right. You know, when I first started playing World of Warcraft, it was in Wrath of the Lich King. I'd heard about the game and I'd seen the game before that, but I really started playing the game and enjoying it in Wrath of the Lich King. And if what I would give to go back to that first day of I made a Blood Elf Hunter, right? I'm that guy. I'm the guy that makes a Blood Elf Hunter, and it took me a good day and a half to get out of the starting area, which is kind of why in the background video I am running around Silver Moon City. I mean, and gosh, okay, guys, one of my favorite holidays in WoW is going on right now. It's because when I started playing the game was around this time, and so you have to imagine. Okay, I'm like level 7. Okay, I just spent a day and a half trying to figure out where Northeast is so I could find an orb or whatever, and I finally get to Silver Moon, right? And I'm walking up, and I hear this music. Right? It's so amazing. I absolutely just gives me shivers every time I hear this music. And I come back here every year at this time because this is when I started playing Warcraft, you know? This was a big, I don't want to. I know it kind of might sound dumb to say turning point in my life, but it is a turning point. You know, you don't. And if you've never played World of Warcraft, you wouldn't understand this. But this game literally changed the way I look at life, the way I go about every day. You know, you get to experience these adventures with friends that you never thought you'd ever come into contact with. And it's a really cool feeling to look back after, you know, 7 years almost of playing this game. I played Blizzard games since Warcraft 2, and I say that, but Warcraft 2 was quite a bit older than me when I was born, probably by about a year, I think. I was born in '96, so whenever Warcraft 2 came out. But I was playing Warcraft 2 when I was 4 or 5 years old, maybe even before that. I remember watching my brother sit there and play Warcraft, and I actually had like a piece of gum or something. I had wrapped it around my neck, and the babysitter, the guy that we had taking care of us, my cousin, didn't know what to do. You know, he's like this 19-year-old kid. Didn't know what to do, so I had to go to sleep with like this gum on my neck because I was so entranced by my brother sitting there watching him play Warcraft, you know. And it's really cool to look back now. I'm 20 years old, okay? I don't have all the responsibilities that adulthood comes with yet, I don't think. You know, I mean, I pay bills, I pay rent now. You know, I was doing none of that. None of that. I wasn't even thinking about that when I started playing World of Warcraft. Or you know, you look back on these times, and I think that's where people, and I know people are just gonna say, yeah, of course, nostalgia gets you, right? But I don't think that people loved the game for the way that the game was played back in the day, you know, like in vanilla. I think people miss being where they were at in life, even if they're not, even if the place that they're at in life is better right now than it was when they first started playing. You know, there's something about looking back and being able to go, oh my gosh, you know, I played this game in that time, man, that time that I was going through. You know, my uncle was sick, or you know, my brother was moving out. You know, stuff is changing, and Warcraft was there the whole time. You know, I could always find comfort. And I know, you know, some people might be like, oh, you shouldn't find comfort in material things, and I somewhat agree with that. But at the same time, there's things in life that are comfortable. You know, you get home and you feel comfortable. You know, you can go take a shower, you can go to sleep, you feel comfortable. And WoW has always been like kind of a second home for me, you know? No matter where I go in life, no matter what I'm doing, the people on my friends lists are there. Like I've grown to make relationships in real life with these people, and you know, I care about what's going on in their lives, and they care about what's going on in my life. And it's pretty amazing to think, without ever hitting that play button in World of Warcraft, I wouldn't have any of these people that I cherish so much in life, and I look to, and I learn from. You know, I'm going to BlizzCon in November. I've been there the last 3 years. You know, my parents sent me there the first year, and I got to go to the second year because I had an aunt and my granddad were going, and the third year I paid my whole way. You know, and it wasn't a cheap trip. And this year, because of the people that I have met and the people that I care about and care about me, I'm able to go once again and go see those people that I get to see, you know, not very often. You know, we get to play video games together, and that's huge, right? But there's nothing like being there in person and getting to experience, you know, the warmth and comfort of your friends and the embrace of just the people around you. That's what I love so much about this game, and the community that it has built, and the people that it has driven into my path. You know, Chris Metzen just retired. My first year at BlizzCon, I got to go and tell Chris Metzen thank you for I had to wait. He was in the Hilton lobby, and there were people just bomb rushing him, man. And I'm not the guy to, if I get to talk to him, cool. If not, I got to see him, and I think he was pretty much getting ready to leave, Okay, he'd done his social hour, and gosh, it must be just a craziness at BlizzCon for these guys. But he saw me over there waiting. He knew I was waiting there for a while, and he called me over. He goes, "Hey, what's your name?" And I told him, and I got to. He asked me, is this my first time at BlizzCon? And I told him, yeah. He goes, "It's pretty amazing, isn't it?" And I was like, absolutely, it's incredible, to get to meet these people and to see the people that have created this amazing game for us all to play, and to get to thank them, and wow, it's really an amazing experience. And I guess I'll touch on the Chris Metzen point real quick. Chris Metzen has been a voice in my mind since I was little. I Warcraft 3, he was Thrall. I remember the first time I ever heard about World of Warcraft. My brother's best friend Zanoni, he was he was a gamer, right? And me and my brother, we lived on a farm. Games were kind of frowned upon. Not just, you need to get your stuff done before you played video games, right? And so we didn't have any consoles, or my brother had just gotten a computer, and that was the first computer we'd had since our gateway computer that we could play Warcraft 2 on, right? So my brother picked up Warcraft 3, and I got to experience that. I just remember seeing Thrall on that war wolf, and how special that was to get to see, this awesome character with this big hammer, and just the hero inside, the story. I remember the first time Zanoni ever downloaded the World of Warcraft for my brother. My brother was paying his best friend for his subscription because he knew my parents wouldn't allow him to have a $15 subscription to a video game. So I remember waiting all night. We had really terrible internet, and we finally get it downloaded about 3 in the morning. And my brother Bryce is already asleep, and so me and Zanoni hop in. And I was like, "All right, dude, I need to know where Thrall is. Like, can we go see Thrall?" And he goes, "Well, we're not playing on that side." And I was like, "Yeah, but I want to go see Thrall, right?" And he goes, "Well, we will. I would go, but he's protected by like these guards that will one-shot you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, man, that's crazy, right? Like, that's crazy. Like, oh my gosh, Thrall. Like, I can't believe he's in this game. I had so much fun with him and getting to learn about him and his people in the last game, and he was a big thing for me, Thrall, gosh. And then getting to meet the voice of the guy that is Thrall, and find out that this guy is even more of a down-to-earth guy than even the character that he voices. It's special to get to interact and see that. So, anyways, coming back. This is around the time, September, October, when I started playing this amazing video game that has changed my life in more than one way. It's given me the friends that I have. It's given me memories that I'll never forget. And I think that's what we need to look back on. Not blame a company for something that they can't give us. They can't give us back the time that we were going through when we first started playing their game, or were playing their game and just delighted in it, in its glory, And every time I come back to Silver Moon and the October Brewfest is going on, and I hear that music, and I walk in the Silver Moon, and I hear this music. Man, just takes me back to when I was 13 years old, you know? I had nothing, I didn't know anything about this game, you know? I knew it had some characters that I really cared about. I had no idea the adventures I'd go on and the people that I would meet. And I'm not talking about adventures in the game, I'm just talking about adventures in general, in and out of the game, you know? And, I mean, it's probably just me, right? I'm looking back, I'm sitting here in my room, in a house that I'm paying rent for. I never thought I'd really, you know, when you're younger, you never really think about, you know, gosh, what am I gonna move out? You're not worried about that. But then it happens, and, you know, you move out, and your parents aren't around all the time anymore, and, you know, you gotta feed yourself and figure out stuff. And I guess Warcraft for me is just a way to not only look back and cherish those memories that I've made and I remember, but also to look to the future, you know? There's so many more people that play this game, so many new people, especially with Legion coming out and being as good as it is. I just can't wait to see what the future holds. You know, I was thinking about it a couple days ago, or gosh, I actually thought about it a few times. But, you know, if I live an okay life and make it through to my later years, I'm going to be able to see Blizzard Entertainment hit 50 years old, and the Warcraft franchise hit 50 years old, and gosh, I'm just so glad. I am so glad, you know, that I got to be a part of this amazing phenomenon of a game. And, you know, I'm so, my brother, so in freshman year of high school, you write yourself a letter, and once you graduate high school, they send you that letter that you wrote to yourself. And in that letter, I talked about how, you know what, I need to go give mom and dad a hug and thank them for everything they've done for me. But I also said in that letter, man, I just hope you're still kicking ass in WoW. You know, and gosh, 7 years ago, I didn't think I'd still be playing this game, you know? Thought I'd outgrow it, or, you know, something else would come along. And I know now, you know, 50 years from now, you know, lots of the times you think that you're going to look back and think that something was dumb or a waste of time. And sure, a lot of stuff, probably a lot of stuff that I've done has been a waste of time. Even in WoW, you know, it's just, sometimes you just procrastinate, you waste time. WoW's a good way to waste time. But I'll never forget, 50 years from now, I'll never forget the times and the people that I've met and the adventures that I've gotten to go on and the story that I've gotten to hear and the music that I'll have forever. You know, World of Warcraft may not go on forever, but guess what? The music and the art and everything that has gone in to make such an amazing game. Gosh, it makes me even emotional thinking that this game might go away one day or not be here available for me to play. It does. It makes me, you know, it's been such a huge part of my life to not have it there it'd be hard, you know. I'd get through it, of course, like you do everything, but I know in 50 years I'm going to be able to, you know, whatever file types there are or whatever, I know that I'll be able to pop in this music and go, you know, I'm home. This music takes me home. This music takes me back to when I was 13, 15, 19, 20 years old, you know? it takes me back to meeting people at BlizzCon. It takes me back, you know? And I think that is the coolest part of the World of Warcraft and what Blizzard has made. And I think if you ask anybody what their favorite part of World of Warcraft is, they'll say the people that are in it, you know? As long as I get to keep and cherish some of the relationships that I've built in this game and around this game, I'll be set, you know. So, anyways, I was feeling a bit. Gosh, every time I just come back here, it gets me. So I wanted to share that with you guys. It's not a. It's a big deal for me, you know. This game will always be a big deal for me. And, you know, some people might say, "Oh, that's dumb. It's just a game." Keep saying that, you know. It's more than that to me, and it always will be. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to my rant. You guys have a great day, and I hope that life is going smoothly for you. And you know what? When you get in to World of Warcraft or you're playing it, don't just go from zone to zone and not take any of it, you know? Think about where you're at in life, where you're going, you know, what you're doing right now. Because in 5 years, you're going to be in a completely different spot, you know? Whether you're in the same house or not, you know? Sure, that could happen. But you're going to have learned so much more and experienced so much more. I'll probably look out back on this video, even if I even post this, you know? I don't know if I will or not. This might just be something for me. But I'll look back on this video and I'll go, wow. You know, that was... I don't want to say this is a hard time in my life, because I don't think it is. It's a learning time in my life. You know, I'm experiencing new things and deciding on what type of a person I want to become. And what that means for me. And I just hope that I look back in 5 years and I can say, you know, and even though you were struggling maybe at this time, you made the right decisions, and sure, maybe you missed out on something, but you know what? Look at what this other thing that you would have missed out on if you weren't looking over here. So, anyways, that's my thoughts for tonight. I hope you all have a great night, and I know I've already said this once, so have a great time. If you're going to BlizzCon, don't take that for granted. It's really an amazing thing to get to experience, and I don't think I've taken it for granted in the last couple of years or whatever I've been doing, but I'm definitely not going to this year. I'm going to have the time of my life, and I'm going to enjoy the people that I'm there with, and I'm going to enjoy meeting the new people that I get to see there, you know? That's what it's all about, guys. That's what this life is all about. Meeting people and coming together to make something big and experience each other. I think that we all need to slow down and just think about that, you know? This is an amazing time to be alive. You're connected in every way possible. Wow. You know? It's pretty amazing. Alright. Good night, guys. Hope you enjoyed listening to my rant, even if it was a little long. Sorry.